everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I do a lot of different nail tutorials here, usually for different nail strips, and today I want to do what I think is the most beautiful nail strip that I've ever seen together with you. I showed you lid gels in some prior videos. They went through a formula change and became one of my top rated nail strip brands, both because of the quality and because of the amazing customer service and the very dedicated, very sweet owner that they have. So I have some of their newer designs here, and honestly, it's really hard to choose which one to do. This one's called Solar Flare. It's a beautiful orange kind of sunburst design. And then I have this fire opal with glitter and iridescent different color strips. But what I really want to do today is this keepsake. And I think the picture on the cover does not do this justice. I've seen Instagram reels and different pictures of this on hands, and it is absolutely stunning. I mentioned in one of my prior videos that I've been growing out my nails for something. This is the longest that my nails I think have been in recent history because I keep mine very short, and this design is the reason why. I absolutely love that Lid Gels includes a little floss pick in their kits, and that's for removal. And if you're confused as to what a floss pick has to do with removal of nail strips, I have a very detailed video that I'll link in the description box that you can check out. We have some prep pads, and then my favorite part of the Lid Gels packaging are these resealable envelopes. Look how thin it is. If you're getting into nails, or if you're already into nails, you know how bulky the traditional boxes can get, and this is so much nicer for storage. And here they are. I love, love, love the designs of Lid Gels. Their owner has impeccable taste. She really takes great care in selecting what she's going to do. And this one, she said, has been mulling in her head for over a year, inspired by traditional Korean style of making insets in jewelry boxes and furniture. And she has a jewelry box in the style that ultimately inspired this set. I cannot wait to put it on. I already prepped my nails by pushing back the cuticle with this tool. If you want to use a cuticle remover, such as Sally Hansen or something else, you're welcome to do that. I don't cut my cuticles because I don't want them to be jagged or uneven. I also just lack the skill to do that, so all I do is push them back with this metal cuticle pusher. Then we're going to degrease all of the nails. I already washed and dried my hands before this. I avoided any lotions, and I'm going to avoid doing dishes, taking a bath. Although I have taken a bath after applying, I just keep my hands out of the water as much as I can. If I'm soaking, I don't soak my hands. But it's best practice to avoid lots of water exposure for a couple of hours after application. And in my daily non-filming life, if I'm doing my nails, I typically do it at night right before bed and then basically go to sleep. I meant to mention this in my past video, but forgot. I'm going to bring it up now before I forget again. Some of you occasionally ask me in the comments if you can still use cuticle oil or products like that when you're wearing nail strips. And my answer is you can. I would just avoid doing it the first night. Let them really seal, or let them really set on your nails. I would also make sure that your application is as good as it can be. Make sure you have a really good seal, especially around the cuticle. And I would encourage you to use very little cuticle oil. You really only need a couple of drops for the whole, both hands. And if you want to be really precise, you can use a tool like this. I've been trying this one out. I got this from Yes Style, and it has a brush here. So you can very precisely paint just a little bit of the nail on just to get it on the skin instead of like soaking your whole hand in it. I've also been trying this thing, Dear A. It's a nail essence. It's like this gel. It's a lot thicker than the cuticle oil, and you can see that even in the bottle. It's a lot thicker. It's not a nail polish. It's like a thick, almost, I don't know, a serum for your nails. And you paint it on and then rub it in, and it's supposed to strengthen them. So I've been doing these two things, this pretty much all the time, and this just between sets to make sure that my nails stay nice and strong and healthy. All of that to say that yes, you can use cuticle oil while you're wearing nail strips if you're applying them correctly. If they're sealed properly, you should not have any issues. Each one of these semi-cured nail strips has its own protective little layer, so we're going to take that off. I kind of know which size I need. I've done nails enough to know. However, sometimes I do get a bit too self-assured, let's say, and pick the wrong size. And if you pick something that's a little too small, you can stretch it make it a bit wider. But if you pick something that's too big, I would encourage you to go ahead and remove it and try again, because there's nothing worse than getting your nails all finished, everything is looking nice, and then a couple of days later one of the nails pops off because it was not the right size. I always show one of these. It's an optional but so helpful tool. It's a rubber tip cuticle pusher, and I use it to seal the edges of the strip. I push it down well with my thumb, just kind of go back and forth to get the adhesion on the main part of the nail. But then I love this little tool to smooth and seal all the edges. And at this stage, if you get a bubble or a wrinkle, you can still try to smush it out. If you have a wrinkle, you can grab the side of the strip and gently pull. Sometimes it can help get the buckles to straighten on the sides. But if you cure them with a wrinkle on and then try to do something about it, that is too late. Once these are cured under a lamp, there's really nothing else you can do. And then I take off the bulk of this extra length with scissors, and it does not have to be perfect. It's okay that it's a little bit jagged here because we will fix that after curing. We'll file that and make it all nice and smooth. These two sheets here have different sizes. So this sheet has 2 rows of identical sizing. So this row is identical to this row. And then this sheet here has 2 more rows of identical sizing, but these rows are not the same sizes as these ones. So you get a lot of variety here, hopefully something that would fit everybody's nails. My nails are on the smaller side. Now, I will say that my nail beds are fairly long. Of course, everything is relative. It all depends on whom you compare it to, and I've had people in the comments tell me, no, your nail beds are not long, and I think what they mean is that my nail length is not long in a lot of the videos. I keep my nails short, but the actual shape of my nail, it is longer than it is wide, right? It's a rectangle, whereas some people, like one of my kids, have very short nail beds. She has wide, short nails. So for her to get a design like this, and of course she's a child now, but if she were an adult with that shape of a nail, she would have to let her nails grow a lot longer than I have to let mine grow, because she just doesn't have as much real estate there on her nail. Now, I messed this up a tiny bit. There's a little more nail there showing on the side than I would like. And this happens to me when I'm filming because I am kind of far away from my nails. So what you can do is grab this rubber tip cuticle pusher and just kind of gently push and spread it or stretch it a little bit. I try to avoid peeling up the sticker. You could, it's not cured on, so you could still probably peel it off and re-stick it. But by then you have a bit of nail on there, and the adhesive is just not as pristine and nice as it was before you stuck it on. So I try my best not to peel and re-stick, but if you must, you could do that as well. But I'm doing a pretty good job here, I think, stretching it out and getting it like that. Here they are. All I did so far was finish applying them, did the squish light, which is this little guy. It's basically like a stamper with a UV light under there. And I use that to start the curing process while applying pressure. So I turn it on and I smush it into each nail for just a little bit, for a few seconds. And it starts curing the strips while applying pressure, and it really helps with hair snagging that sometimes happens with semi-cured gels, although I did not have that happen with lid gels, but it's more or less just a habit now. When I use semi-cured nail strips, I use the squish light first. This one specifically is not being sold anymore, but I saw another really highly rated one being recommended online, so I'm going to put a link for that in the description box. After curing, I filed off all of those little imperfections that I had, the little corners, the little jagged edges, whatever, and technically we could stop right now. This is technically done, but I prefer to wear my strips as long as I can. These easily can last 14 days. I wore lid gels a whole bunch before, so I know how well they wear. typically about 10 to 12 days, I see a lot of grow out personally, so I kind of tend to take mine off about maybe 12 days, sometimes 14, just depending on my schedule. So to really make them last as long as they can, I like to use a top coat, and specifically the kind that needs a UV light as well, because if you're simply covering this with clear nail polish, which you could do, that polish is going to start chipping and peeling long before your nails are ready to come off. The top coat I've been using and loving, and I showed this in my other videos that had nothing to do with Lit Gels strips, but it just happens to be the Lit Gels brand, and this is their new HEMA-free top coat. It has a perfect viscosity. It's nice and spreadable, like it's just liquid enough to be very easy to use, but it's not drippy, which I love. I always start with the free edge, and I took my leftover little prep pad, the same one I used to degrease the nails, and I kind of went over the edges here to get some of the nail dust off. If you see nail dust from filing still left, try your best to clean it off, because you don't really want to put a top coat over that. You're going to have weird lumps. And why am I only wearing one protective glove? Possibly because I can't find my other one, so I've just been flip-flopping it between the two hands. I already finished my right hand, but I left the left hand to show you. Okay, so I cover the free edge, that's my step one, and then I go and do the rest of the nail. And you don't want really thick layers of top coat. First of all, it can sort of spill over onto the skin, you don't want that. But also, if you have a very thick layer of gel, sometimes it can buckle while you're curing. I haven't had that happen in recent years with kind of the modern formulas, but I very vividly remember doing shellac when that first became popular, and shellac somewhat became a household name, kind of like Xerox, where people just use that to describe any gel polish that needs a light. But shellac originally was actually a brand. It was called shellac, and I bought some, and that was my first kind of foray into doing nails at home other than with basic nail polish, because I went and got my nails done one time with shellac, and I watched the lady do it, and I paid the bill and everything, and she did a great job. But I thought, well, that seems fairly simple. I should be able to do that. And true, I can, but I can never get the nice, crisp, perfect lines like a nail tech can. And if I were using this dark blue color shellac or a different gel polish or regular polish, it would never look this good. At the cuticle line, at the edges, it would never look as good as a sticker does on me, and that's why I use stickers. Not to mention I could never replicate these beautiful designs here, but just even talking about solids, a solid color in a sticker on me looks infinitely better than anything I can achieve with my best effort of painting my nails. I always leave the thumbs to do last, because if I start with the thumb, it tends to get a little weird pooling of the coat, any brand, not just Lit Gels, because the thumb is sideways while I paint the other nails. And so before I cure, while it's still kind of raw gel, the coat, it tends to migrate to one side due to gravity, and then it has that weird lump there. So after I do all of my nails, I go ahead and cure it. I usually do 2 goes under my lamp, and I have a full-size lamp, not one of those starter lamps. If all you have is a starter lamp, I think as a proof of concept, it's fine. Those little freebie ones that some brands give out the first time you purchase from them. I think it's okay if you don't know if you're going to stick with this, you just want to try it and keep your costs low. But if you want to do nails regularly with semi-cured gel strips, I would highly suggest getting a full-size lamp. They are finished. This is just one layer of top coat over the strips, and look how beautiful it is. Oh, I really hope you can see the true magnificence of this design on camera. It's why I wanted to make a separate video, and I checked with Lit Gels first to make sure that this design isn't getting retired because it is so special. I just wanted to make sure that before I show it to you that you're actually able to purchase it. I do have an affiliate discount code with Le Gels, and if you're shopping because of this video, I would really appreciate it if you used it. But look at the beauty of this. They captured that mother of pearl iridescence perfectly, and I'm very happy that I grew out my nails because the little butterfly here on the middle finger is fitting now. It wouldn't have. For reference, like, this is how long my nails are. They just go past the fingertips a little bit, and I know for some people this is not that long. For me, this is very long. So all that to say is you don't have to have super long nails to get the designs on. I did different thumbs, but the rest of my fingers match each other on each hand. This is what I have left, and I am going to treasure these little scraps. I don't know that I could do a full manicure with these because of the sizing that's left. There's enough in quantity, but probably not enough in sizes. But I can definitely work that in with another like dark navy blue manicure, or even black, or whatever, gold, anything. These are so beautiful. There's absolutely no way I could ever toss them, and I have no interest in like trying to sell my extras. Some people do that, but I don't. All the tools I used will be linked in the description box. I also have playlists by different kind of nails. I have a massive playlist with all the nail videos, but then I also have separate ones for semi-cured ones and the ones you don't need a light with, and press on, and so on. So if you really like nail videos, I have quite a few different options, and of course I'm constantly making more. Right now I'm trying to do 2 videos a month, which allows me to fully experience each set without the pressure of taking it off too early to produce the next video. I'm always open to suggestion on what to try next, so if you have other brands in mind or if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. Thank you very much for joining me today. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my private Facebook group Korean Beauty Fanatics. I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you so much. Bye.